What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Just a quick note before we get into the news. TCG Player is having a 10% bonus bucks back sale on all singles for all card games. This is one of their best sales ever, and it's today only, so you don't get multiple days to try to shop. That's Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, Pokemon. So if you're seeing this video and it's up on its first day, you might have a chance to get in on this. And if you are, please use my link in the description down below to start shopping. It supports the channel directly, costing you nothing extra at all, and I highly do appreciate when you use that link. That being said, let's go ahead and get into today's news, which is very interesting. They've created an insane card. I've already read this. This isn't a live reaction, and it's blown my mind. This is why I'm making an early video today. Lightning Storm and Ignition Assault seems to be looking at the side deck and creating staple cards. You all are tired of low-impact sets, and it seems that Konami has realized this also and is making cards for actual play once again. So, you can activate a card with this card's name once per turn with Lightning Storm. If you control no face-up cards, activate one of these effects. That's why I call this a side deck card. Or a going second card if you're playing going second decks. But, you know, people have adapted and learned to go back and forth that way and let you go first sometimes, giving you more dead cards. Destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Sutff Raigeki. Alright, lightning makes sense. Destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls is the huge part of this. We don't even have Harpie's Feather Duster anymore, maybe because it's not a hard once per turn. Thus, if, say, they wasted a Solemn Judgment on Harpie's Feather Duster, they could just activate another. And I think this is insane because, you know, activate a card with this card's effect, not use, means that if this is negated, right, that you can just go ahead and use another. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Let me know in the comment section down below, but it's not use, it's activate. So if this wording sticks, then if it's negated, another one can just pop down. So it's very interesting that you can side three of these and get their uses should cards actually negate the activation and not affect, like, just stopping the effect but allowing the activation to go through. Sutff Raigeki's interesting because we're in the Link era. Everything for the most part comes out in attack position, but we do see Build-A-Board workshops still put things in defense, such as Thunder Dragon Colossus, which would still kind of scoff at this card. But the destroying the spell and traps is very, very important against rogue decks. You're forcing Solemn Judgment right away, which is now at 3, taking half your opponent's life points if they have it, and allowing you to play through much safer of their back row having known that you got that. We also look at the FNL list today. Cards like Dark Hole that don't have a once per turn are at 3, and they're not really impacting the TCG meta. So when we're looking around at a card like this that, you know, just goes for attack position monsters as one of the possible effects, sleep. But when we see that you have options, Konami is combining two of the greatest cards ever on the FNL list and making them into one card between Harpie's Feather Duster and Raigeki. This is nice. This becomes a side deck option that you can max out on for breaking Build-A-Board workshops or really cracking stun decks. So you get a look at multiple meta decks, and whenever you have that in a card, oh yeah, it's good. I don't think there's any debate that this card is good. It's how much play will it see, where will it see play, and my prediction, again, is the side deck because of the first clause. Yeah, you gotta control no face-up cards to activate one of these effects, which almost contradicts itself in game mechanics. This card is face-up while it's activating the effect. But jokes aside, it obviously ignores itself there, I would assume. Next card is Catch Copy, which I think is a really good card as well that people have been talking about and I've kind of missed on the channel up until now. And that's a normal trap card. You can only activate a card with this card's name effect once per turn. If your opponent adds a card or cards from the deck or decks to the hand or hands by their card effect, except by drawing it, reveal one card in your deck, and if you do, add it to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the affected cards with this name for the rest of the turn. So basically, this is more of a going first card when you're siding. This is looking at other people's decks, and it's like, in modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, almost everybody is searching, period. I can't really recall a single deck that doesn't try to search its deck anymore. So you go and add any freaking card such as this to your hand to deal with them. But I doubt you're getting this because of that no card clause. Still, the point remains, any card. Now, unfortunately, you can't just search a hand trap to use because of the clausing of how this works. I think that would have actually been more interesting. It's like, yeah, go ahead and add Droll in Lockbird or something like that. That would have been pretty cool. But I do get the check and balance there so that you can't then... They've already used one search, Trickstar, Reincarnation, Droll. I get the limiting on this card, and I get the limiting on this card. They've done a great job of balancing them. I just love seeing broken Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't you? Isn't broken Yu-Gi-Oh! Fun to watch for 2 weeks until, you know, you start to feel it? I think that Catch Copy and Lightning Storm and Ignition Assault really shows a new kind of form of thinking from Konami moving forward, though. We've had a couple of sets that people feel like aren't high impacting, aren't that good, like what's in it for me? And now we're seeing cards with amazing, generic, general design that are staple-ish for side decks. Like Catch Copy, if you're playing a deck that really is going to be back and forth, and you know you're going to get multiple turns, pretty good for Sky Strikers if you think that you're going to be living for a while. You know, your Widow Anchors, everything's searchable, but it's not immediately activatable either. You've got to rely on your opponent to play into it, which every deck is going to. Every deck's going to play into this. The question is, will they have the Spell and Trap Destruction and use it on this beforehand? Like, this creates a different dynamic within the card game. I'm still way more excited about Lightning Storm, I think, just from a card creative standpoint out of these two. But I continue to look forward to Ignition Assault. I think we're going to have one of the best sets that we've had in a long time, and a lot of people are really hungry for it, since people are calling Kim, like, Rira 2.0, the leftover cards in my comment section, and I agree and disagree. I think the Hawkeye are really good. Hawkeye. And I think that there's a lot of aspects to it that, like, feel underestimated, such as when Crusadia first came out, people really underestimated Crusadia. But I do see where they're coming from, especially with how high rarity of a screw job that got. Let's talk about an investment set real quick. I think that after finding out that our new legendary duelist not only has Yugi and Dark Magician Girl on the cover, but now hero cards and now stuff for Yusei, that this set will become one of the best sets to keep sealed, period. And I can back that here in a second. I actually forgot this part of the discussion real quick, just catching us back up. Catch Copy, a lot of people are talking about Trap Trick with it because it just gives you more options when you play traps like this. So I thought that discussion was very interesting, and we did see a baby bump in price. Like, there were a lot more available at 4, but now they're all headed towards 5 again. When we're looking at the Duelist Pack, the new one, the Legendary Duelist that's upcoming, we get a look at actual metagame cards from Yugi that will affect general spellcasters. So there's something exciting to look forward to, no matter how badly they end up short printed. And keeping a set sealed like this is very important, because when we look at a set like Duelist Pack Battle City, a lot of people are going away from, you know, keeping sealed packs, but this is one that's been up for a while. You see the normal sale price, 110, but there's only one seller with one box here on TCG Player, and it's very similar on eBay, where the box just isn't readily accessible. Like, you don't see it too much. Duelist Pack Battle City. This set is booster box. Let's go with that. This set is pretty hard to find sealed at this point, and it's Yugi and Kaiba on the cover is what really makes these packs more desirable. And you see, lowest listing for a box, 163, 165 over here. So there is one cheaper over on TCG Player. I guess this was the window for it. That being said, when I think about Duelist Pack Battle City, immediately this set outshines it. This set for the future is insane, and we've seen the Pegasus, you know, version of Legendary Duelist really spike in price with just one meta relevant card and a couple of cards to chase after. This set is going to be hyped for the characters it's based around. You're going to get a mix of collectability and playability. I can't remember the last time, you know, an elemental hero went without some hype on the entire market. And then we also see the Satellite Warrior. When I'm saying an elemental hero, I mean an unknown effect one, not one that got released and you're like, okay, I sleep. When we see this, people are going to be really after this duels pack. So this is one of the few duels packs. Like, if you're looking for legendary duels, I might pre-order and see how cheap I can get multiple boxes to set aside. I would actually look into that with this one, considering the characters that are being presented. They're all fan favorites. They're all protagonists so far, and I look forward to how Konami shapes these cards and the set and how it actually rises. But the fact that there's already hyped cards for the metagame within here right now, behind this kind of a lock short paywall, pay attention to this legendary duels. Thank you so much for watching this jumble mix of news, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. And if you're at YCS Fort Worth, I hope to see you there. Don't be shy. Come up. Say hi if you want a card signed. I'll gladly do that, or just talk about memes. I'm always down for that too. I appreciate you guys.